Hello, everyone. It's Debra Kasowski, and join me as I interview Sky Nelson-Iassacs. We're going to talk about synchronicities and signs, discovering what they mean, understanding coincidence. What does it mean to live in flow? And what does it take to get into flow? And knowing the meaning of the events that show up in our lives, our purpose, developing that sense of purpose and alignment and timing. The time is now. This book that we're going to be talking to the author today, called Living in Flow, it came home with me. I looked over my shoulder and all I saw was Living in Flow. And here I was like, okay, another book to Deb's collection. But when I started to read it, I had it done in a matter of 5 days, 290 pages, but I consumed it, even the physics part, which I know I'm going to have to go back to, but it was so intriguing to me that my brain was just on fire with ideas. And I reached out to our author, Sky Nelson-Iassacs, and he agreed to come on the show. And I am so grateful.
Well, I get confused when people ask this question myself, because what do we mean by coincidence? Coincidence means co-incident, happening at the same time. And everything is happening at the same time right now, right? It doesn't mean, what we really mean is meaningful coincidence. So a meaningful coincidence is something that is two events that line up together that have meaningfulness to them. There's some relationship that makes sense. Right. And that relationship, it defines the synchronicity. So a synchronicity is Carl Jung's term for syn, meaning falling together or with, and chron, meaning time, like clock time. Synchronicity is falling together in time. So two events that line up, like the asking, when the salonist asked the woman to reach in her purse for one reason, and pulling out the information that had the blue topaz on it, that was a synchronicity, an alignment of these events in time in just the right way to reflect that she had also had this request earlier that day to send the email to her jeweler. There's an alignment in time. If she had made that request a month earlier, you wouldn't think that's a synchronicity anymore. It's just lucky.
Right. And that's why, you hear people say that everything's happening for you, maybe not at the time that you want it to be. There has to be that alignment in time is what you're hearing. The word synchronicity, I've had the word synchrodestiny come up, and I know Deepak Chopra uses that word. And yes. I was like, okay, and serendipity, those are some words that continually come into my view. And I was like, when I grabbed your book and started going through, I thought, you know what? Our audience really needs to understand how this works, because there is a science to synchronicity. And I think so much we look at maybe the art form of it, wondering how it all works. So I would love to just start off with, what has drawn you to the science of synchronicity, and what is synchronicity exactly?
Well, let me start with a quick story. So I have a friend who had a ring on her finger, which had a blue stone on it. And she couldn't remember what it was. So she thought to herself, I'll go figure out what the stone is. But she kept putting it off. Finally, one day she emails her jeweler with a photograph of the stone. And she says, you sold me this ring a long time ago. Do you remember what it is? And she didn't hear back from them. But later that day, she went to get her nails done. And at the end of the appointment, the manicurist asked her for her card, her stamp card, right, for the salon, so she could give her a stamp and give her credit for the appointment. So my friend reaches in her purse, pulls out a business card. It's not the right card. It's actually the card for the jeweler. And on the back, it says the words blue topaz. So she remembers right away that the stone is a blue topaz. So it's the way that she got the information was indirect, right? She made an attempt to get the information from her jeweler, reached out in this direction, but later that day, the answer came to her in a different form. And so this is why it's so important for us to understand this is more than just a funny event that can happen every once in a while. I think that this is the kind of thing that makes us feel like we're not alone in the cosmos, right? Makes us feel connected to the divine at the greatest level, because the things that show up in our life are meaningful and impactful, and they correspond to the thoughts and the feelings that we have. And if we can understand that without the lens of organized religion or like a dogma about something we can't explain at all. I don't want to explain everything about synchronicity and get rid of the mystery. I don't think we'll ever get rid of the mystery. We're actually led more deeply into the mystery by understanding that there are ways to invite it and ways to live with it more intentionally. so that you can know that you're going to find out the name of your stone. You don't know how you're going to figure it out, but you have a confidence and inner knowing that with a certain intentionality and action that follows from that intentionality, you will be able to find the information and make it happen. Finding a sense of purpose focuses more on the sense of part than on the purpose part. The purpose can be any goal or intention that you take on, but your sense of purpose is unique to you. Finding a sense of purpose is about finding the essence of yourself in everything you do. So living in flow is about taking everything that happens as part of your journey, and your job is to bring yourself fully to what you're doing and identify what it is. What is myself? What is the essence of me? What is the purpose that I want to create? Not my purpose, because my purpose might change from day to day, but my sense of purpose right now in this moment. And how does that tie into what I want to create in my lifetime? And I have a song actually that I could play for you tonight about taking from some great words by Marianne Williamson about this notion of living into our best self, called "There Is Nothing Big in Playing Small."
Absolutely. Let's take it away, Sky. I'm looking forward to this. This is original. So right here on the Millionaire Woman Show, Sky Nelson-Iassacs playing a tribute.
This is a song I wrote called "There Is Nothing Big in Playing Small" from the poem "A Return to Love" by Marianne Williamson that I interpreted. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant and gorgeous, talented and sure? But you're a child of God. Why would you play small to make others feel secure? You were born to manifest the glory of within. Our deepest fear is not our weakness. Our deepest fear is our strength. It's our light, not our darkness, frightens us to silence, keeps our shadows tall. But there is nothing big in playing small. As we let our own light shine, unconsciously we give our friends the strength to do the same. And when we free ourselves from fear, others get permission to love themselves again. You were born to manifest the glory of within. Our deepest fear is not our weakness. Our deepest fear is our strength. And it's our light, not our darkness, that frightens us to silence and keeps our shadows tall. But there is nothing big in playing small. And it's not just in me, and it's not just in some of us. in everyone you meet. There's not a single one of us that isn't fabulous. Our deepest fear is not our weakness. Our deepest fear is our strength. It's our light, not our darkness, that frightens us to silence, keeps our shadows tall. But there is nothing big in playing small.
Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. And those some words inspired by Marianne Williamson and her beautiful poem, A Return to Love. And I actually met her through Synchronicity, and she gave me permission to use that song, to use the lyrics. So yes, that song came from about 10 years ago. Those lyrics were gifted to me from a friend who gave me a written poem, and I just interpreted it in a new way as a song. And it's so important to feel inspired by life experiences and who we are, to dig deep into, who's the best we can be, who we authentic self.